Hi fellow teachers, my name is Jonathan and I'm so excited to make this video for you today. So you might be asking yourself, why is this guy making me a video to watch? Well, I can tell you that I was just in your shoes not too long ago, aspiring to be a teacher, even thinking about it, this is the route I want to go, and finishing off my schooling at no other than Chico State. So to give you a brief timeline, I graduated in May of 2013 with my Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies with a minor in mathematics. And then I entered in the credential program that year, and I finished the following year in May of 2014 with my multiple subjects credential. A few months later, I got the keys to my first classroom in a town called Cottonwood, California, at a school named Evergreen Elementary, teaching second grade. So that leads me to where I am today. I just finished my first year of teaching, and it was more challenging than I expected, but also more rewarding than I could ever imagine. So after looking back at this year, there were a lot of things that I learned that I wish someone would have told me about before I entered in my first year of teaching. Today, my goal is to share some tips with you that I have learned, and there are hundreds of things that I can share. So I'm just going to keep it brief and tell you my top 5 tips I have for new teachers. And here are the tips. Tip number 1. Have a good balance between school life and personal life. On the average weekend, I can find myself being at the school for about 8 hours and still leaving Sunday night feeling like I still have a lot more I need to do. So one tip I would give is to just recognize that you never are going to have enough time to do all that you need to do. What I would do is I would set up a priority list of what are the things that need to be done first. Trying to figure out where to hang the awesome poster you just got off online for your classroom, spending 2 hours trying to figure out the perfect wall, not a good use of the time. Trying to create lesson plans or planning for your next week is a big priority. Also, it's important to find some time to do some things that you like to do outside of school. Running, if that's reading, if that's painting, if that's working out at the gym, or if that's watching TV. Or one of my favorite things to do is to spend some quality time with your pet. It's important to find something that you like to do to be well balanced. The reason why it's important to have that balance is because then you are happy yourself when you come back to school on Monday and you're not stressed and tired, but you're ready and refreshed for the kids, and it's actually worth it in the long run. Tip number 2. Establish routines, procedures, and expectations from the beginning of the year. If that means practicing them over and over and over again and making sure that the students have it where they know what to do is very important. Times in the first week of school where I had to have the students practice lining up in the door about 5 times. And it seems like that's a lot of times, but let me tell you, by the end of the year, you're going to be thankful that you spend that time at the beginning really establishing those routines. Also, it's really good for students to know what the routines are in your classroom because it allows them to know what to expect so they can focus on what's important, which is learning. And be consistent. Being consistent is one of the hardest things as a new teacher. Times where you forget to follow through or you say something and you don't follow through with it. So it's very important to be consistent and to follow through with what you say. And what you say is what you mean. And it makes your life a lot easier in the classroom. Tip number 3. A positive perspective towards yourself and other teachers. I think it's very common as a new teacher being in a school of feeling intimidated by all these teachers that have been there for many, many years. I know for me, it was easy to compare myself as a teacher to these other teachers. But honestly, it's an unrealistic expectation because they've been teaching for many, many years and you're just starting teaching. You use those teachers that have been teaching there for a long time, use them as resources. Learn from them what makes them an effective teacher. So I think it's very important to have a mindset that you bring something special to the classroom that no other teacher could bring. Be easy on yourself because this is your first year teaching. Tip number 4. Build a strong relationship with students and focus on the social aspect of teaching. So I know it might seem obvious to build a strong relationship with students, but I'm telling you that that's going to help you more than anything in your classroom. When the students know that you care about their interests and care about them as a person, then they care about what you have to teach. So what I recognize is that it's important in everything I say and everything I do that it communicates that I care about them as a student and as a person. One of my favorite quotes about teaching is actually from Michelangelo. Before he would even begin his sculpting, he would say that he saw an angel in the marble and he carves at it until he sets the angel free. I think with teaching, it's very similar. As a teacher, it's really important to see the angel in each of the students. Now, I know that some students, it's pretty hard to find an angel in them. But really, it's our job as teachers to let them know what makes them special. What are their gifts? What are they good at? And to be able to view them through that, even when they're misbehaving or throwing tantrums on the floor. So as teachers, we get the opportunity to be able to see the angel inside of each student, to help them discover who they are. And I know with all the curriculum and the standards, it's very easy to just focus on the academics. I'm telling you, it's also so important to focus on the social aspect of teaching. That means teaching students how to have respect for one another in the classroom, and also for them to know that their voice is heard and their voice is valued, and create opportunities for them to show kindness to one another in the classroom, or to acknowledge the goodness in each one of their classmates. I think that is the core foundation of what makes an effective classroom. Tip number 5. Teaching is a journey and a process. This might seem very simple because it's very easy to go into teaching with these high expectations and seeing yourself of what you want to be. But I think it's also important to recognize that part of teaching is a journey, and that the first year of teaching is just as important as the last year of teaching, and that each year you'll develop and you'll grow into becoming the teacher that you desire to be. The real question is this journey worth taking? Well, I can tell you from my personal opinion, it is. It's the students in the classroom. It's being able to see them smile. For them to experience those aha moments when they learn something new. For their hugs, the cards that they spend so many hours making for you, saying as how awesome of a teacher you are and how you are the best teacher. I think it's recognizing at the end of the year the impact that you have as a teacher among the students, the positive influence you have in their lives. That is what keeps me going, and I truly believe that it is one of the best things about being a teacher. So I want to leave you off with one of my absolute favorite quotes about teaching, from a man named Haim Junot. I have come to the frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element. It is my personal approach that creates the climate. If we treat people as they are, we make them worse. If we treat people as they ought to be, we help them become what they are capable of becoming. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was insightful and that you've learned some valuable tips from my experience about being a new teacher. And remember that you are an awesome teacher. You are fully capable of becoming a great teacher. You have something unique and different about you that's going to make you an excellent, effective teacher. Thank you. Goodbye.